Hey, everybody. Another Thursday, another Webflow SEO stream. And today we're trying something different. I see a few of you are joining in from the beginning. So hello, say hi in the comments. And I want to see who's here and I want to say hi to everybody. But today we'll be doing a little bit something different. It's extremely hot where I'm at, especially for my upbringing and blood. It's insanely hard to focus. It's insanely hard to kind of be in this small room with a light shining up my face and all that good stuff. So I decided to kind of test something that I wanted to test for a while now. I thought this is the perfect time and opportunity. So the idea behind this kind of live stream, and I was even thinking further as we grow, maybe to separate this into a different time and different live stream and different, maybe even day, and not maybe day, but also a day. And so set a different type of stream, which would be just kind of open chat, more casual, share any links to builds, any links to websites, any links to competitor websites, any links to your Webflow builds. Doesn't matter if it's just a link to the site or read-only link, all types of things work, and just kind of discuss and see where it takes us. So due to that insane heat wave that I'm sitting in, and I deal with minus 30 way much better than I deal with plus 30. So I decided maybe today is the perfect day for that, to try, give this a shot and see how it goes. And this will not work if you don't kind of let me know and look at something. I might have a few ideas if nobody pops up asking questions or sharing anything they're doing or asking any advice or needing any support or anything. That we might look into some random stuff. There's a Reloom sitemap generator, which I loved. I just spent like 5 seconds on it. And I noticed it like yesterday or a few days ago. So I thought we might give that a spin if nobody has any questions. And also DevLink series has been released recently and showing how that works in the showcase. So I have it open in one of the tabs. But other than that, this is the banner of the day. Just any kind of SEO, Webflow, anything related questions, any websites you are building, any websites of your clients, any websites of your client competitors, anything, any ideas you want to test. I just want to keep this open today and completely give all the power to whoever is in the comments. Like, for example, Omkar, hey man, would love to chat about your SEO thing. I'm really sad to hear that somebody sabotaged your project midway. This is horrible. But it is what it is. We still have a bit of a stigma. By the way, let's start with that if you feel like it. So for those who don't know, and I'm still keeping the banner running below. So if you have any questions about any builds, anything, any support type of thing, well, I mean, when they pay, it's at least half of it, right? It's sad not to see hard work go to fruition. So it's really sad. But for those who don't know what we're talking about, let me fetch that for you. So 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. I'm trying to kind of do the... Wait, Twitter is, of course, refusing to cooperate with me. So where was it? Yeah, Omkar, and then he had this thing. Where was it? Where was it? Let me find this. Wait, I think I'm gonna be faster in my notifications. So this is, I think, it. Yeah, I found it. So let me copy that, drop that into and share this with you guys easily as that. They're moving to React. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, it's a choice, no worries. And DevLink is coming, so okay, cool. So for those who don't know what was that, let me share my screen. I removed this one and present a new screen. I don't know which tab is it actually, but I think it's this one. Yeah. So, all right, let me zoom in. And I know one thing, if I do this view, then it's going to be a little annoying, but still. So Omkar said that one of his clients canceled the project midway because their SEO guy suggested not to move forward with Webflow, as in it is not good for SEO. I had this situation so many times that, where is it? Which view we want to use for this? Maybe this one. That I shared my most beloved asset actually. Where was it? This one. So if you go to, oh wait, I cannot open it without sharing the whole tab. Wait, let me redo that. So let's stop screen, present again, share screen, and just share the whole window. It's this one. So I have this page made on Content Nest website as a joke, because it just links to the article that I honestly wrote about all my experience with dealing with these types of issues. And as you all probably know, Content Nest was founded solely out of idea that the Webflow community was not discussing SEO in a proper way, at least the way I see it. And some big parts of information or misinformation was left out. And I stopped taking all types, either platform clients last year. Last December, I ended the relationship with probably my last WordPress client and other platforms. So, and as it kind of ended, I moved completely fully to Webflow SEO. And the article I'm kind of showing here, I literally just wrote it. Usually I prepare for articles with a decent structure beforehand and plan it in advance and do research. And this was a little bit different. It reminded me of old days when I was just writing what I liked on Medium, because I just wrote from my head from start to finish, nothing, planning nothing, just going as it goes. So maybe the flow is not amazing, but it kind of was very honest, because I just wrote what I think, how I feel about Webflow and SEO and working with marketing and SEO for years on other different platforms, and how I used to do things, and that yes, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do, but I think this is kind of an interesting, it touches on core fundamental ideas and just in general what agencies and teams and in-house marketing teams should experience with their move. So, and it's fun to read. I think if you guys find any mistakes or think I should improve it somehow, always tell me. Would be willing to look it up again, but this is kind of what I did. And of course, that's always findable by, can you see it? Yeah, you can. So if you go to contentnest.co/webflow-SEO-checker, this is what happens. We have this fun page, and if you press CY, you always reach the article. That's, I think, the best research I can share with Omkar. But as he said, he sent the invoice. That's done. So yeah, it is what it is. A lot of people still have misconceptions about what's what, especially with Webflow. You have to become, like, as an SEO, best SEOs even before were always at least somewhat, developers in at least very minuscule way, or at least can understand basic stuff. But in Webflow, you really have to understand some things. And I'm now, for example, struggling with like an SEO idea that I have. I'm building something, an e-commerce build on Webflow, and I need some JavaScript that will just, reload the page if certain CMS attributes are matched when you filter things, just because it would be better for SEO to have permalinks and land them with specific parameters. So wildcard rules are matched. I can set it up 301 redirect easily, but just the code has to prove that it's that, and then refresh the page so they land to another web page on your website, just so it's better for SEO. So there's like a lot of always code involved. All right. So if anybody's watching, again, today it's a very free form thing. I really want to just kind of answer any questions you guys have, or any ideas, or look into anything you have, because it's so extremely hot and I cannot even think clearly. I thought this would be fun, and I thought that it would be interesting to see if somebody has anything. And this is perfect time to pick my brain for free. Show me something, ask me something. Yeah, so don't hesitate, just go nuts. And while you do that, I was planning to load up on, all right, so let's stop sharing, stop screen sharing. I was thinking to kind of log into one of Reloom accounts I have, and to look into their, sitemaps beta, because I really loved what I saw the first time. All right, and in the meantime, don't hesitate, go nuts in the comment section below. Really want to find out what you guys want me to look at. Would love to look at something that would help you guys. So all right, so what I did now is I made a new wait, I cannot share. Why cannot share a tab? Because it's in another. Okay, one sec. Let me try that again. Well, this will take a moment because I have to log into another browser. I cannot share windows from different browsers, and I have different accounts set up that way. So yeah, let me know. Where is it? All right, so I will need to find logins for that and then do that. 1 second, guys. So anyways, drop in the comment section below what you want me to cover. I would really love to help you with something, with any type of idea, question, just curiosity, build, problem, plan, or anything. All right, so something, I'm trying to find a login so I can open it in the current tab that I'm streaming from. 1 sec. All right, this is gonna take a minute, but I'm almost there. All right, so this is the one. Let me open it here. All right, let's do this like this, log in. Don't be shy. Ask something in the comments. Really would love to. So it's library, not really like this. Log in. All right, so this is the one. This is the password. Yeah, I'm in. Okay, and now let's go to sitemaps. Sorry guys for the delay, just didn't expect this to be. All right, I should be able now to share my screen and just want to play with, see what it does, what actually are the possibilities, what the beta is all about. So share screen, yes. All right, so apparently they call it reading blocks, and it's a sitemap builder. I don't know, have you guys, Omkar, have you tested this, or you already have played with it, or? Yeah, just go. That's what the idea is. Doesn't matter. There are no bad questions. There are only bad answers. That's rule one in life, right? There's no stupid questions. Can be only stupid answers. So just go nuts, man. Okay, let me open the, share the tab with you. Wait, remove again. One sec, let me jump into Figma, present, share screen, test. All right. So what pages should be in Webflow Studio website? Do you mean agency as in like, agency as in, Webflow development, Webflow design, Webflow e-commerce or something like that? Like client-facing agency that works with Webflow, that kind of? So they're developing a studio site and it has 3 pages, home content and project CMS. Okay. So, all right. So this is a good question. Actually, we touched on this a little bit last week, but I'm always, that's why I want to do live streams. And when I have more time, I would love to do more just static, more condensed videos. But live streams are more flexible. So I'm really happy to revisit some of that again. So first, let's screenshot your idea and we'll just say question, and then we're gonna jump into Figma and kind of solve this for you. So 1 second while my screenshotting app fires up. All right, so Omkar is asking what pages should be in Webflow Studio website, and he means we're talking here about agency or things like that, right? So I can show you an example how I do my own site, and again, I don't websites are never done, so mine is barely started the way I see it because of client work, but I can show you an example of how I do it to kind of show the basic fundamental thing. Once again, I should probably just share the whole window because this is becoming preposterous. Okay, so if I go to my site, right? So the idea is that, first of all, your heading structures, and then we touch the pages afterwards, right? You should be able to see headings map on the right, on the left, sorry. And as you can see, the way you want to set things up so that headings explain to what offerings you have, what problems you solve, what this business is, right? And I'm not saying only homepage, but like anywhere. So if we zoom in a little bit on as you can see, these are my H1, then there's H2, then there's somewhere below here, then there's H3, H2 again, and things like that. And some of them repeat themselves. But the idea is that if you want to have fun copy, you can keep it, but then you turn this into a text block and you make this an H1, right? So that's kind of the idea, right, behind it. So if you, the whole goal of small one-page sites, or at least the beginnings of smaller sites, is that I have to be able to read your headings map, and without even looking at the page, if we don't see the page hypothetically, right, you don't see what we offer, you should be able to really easily understand what this is, what kind of business it is, what do you offer. As you can see here, we're a Webflow content and SEO agency. We have a content marketing team. We do SEO for Webflow. We grow Webflow website traffic. We scale Webflow websites, right? And a few other things. This is not like completely, fully ideal, but this is the beginning that kind of set up real quick. So with that in mind, you continue, because every time usually you will mention something somewhere on your main proposal page. I have this kind of rule that any checklist, if it's a good checklist, can be turned into its own unique page, right? So now turn this on and let's come back to the pages. So with that being said, the way I set things up is I have 2 CMSs. I have services and I have service CMS. So it's kind of the same thing. You can even use the same design, doesn't matter. But like, I just like to subdivide things into smaller chunks, right? So we have 3 types of services that we offer. So it's blog posts or content. We do SEO, We do outreach, so backlinks and all the PR stuff, which is like, or which is usually called off-page SEO. And we do complete website management. If you don't have the team for it, we can do complete operational takeover, plan SOPs, and you know, run the website for you, right? So with that being said, this is one CMS. These four are just one CMS that I have, which you could call your product offering, or in this case, service categories, right? So we have different categories of services. They are services in themselves, yes, but they have smaller parts that you can do. Let's go. Let's try blog posts, right? So then you have H1, which is Webflow Content Agency, which is kind of obvious, right? Because that's what we want to do. And if somebody types that in, eventually one day when the business grows, you would want to rank for that, right? So you would do that. And you optimize this page assuming that somebody landed here from search. So they visited not the homepage when they first met you, but they visited this because you are a content agency. Same goes for Webflow SEO agency. I have a page for that. And I have a page for Webflow link building, and I have a page for website management, right? So this is that simple, because these H1s are allowing people to kind of, you know, for you to have a page and a slug and an H1 and a title and a meta description, and then later you can manipulate each page however you want it, make them custom or more or that. But just because you have that allows you to, you know, have control of if some certain area of your business grows, if certain service of your business grows. And I mentioned that I have another CMS, which is, so this one is called services. I cannot unfortunately zoom in, so, but if you can see here, this is called services. And I just have 4 categories here. Those are just the main center pieces. That's what we offer, right? And then below, we have different things we can do for you, right? Let's go to, you know, blog posts. So Webflow Content Agency, and we offer these things. We do blog posts, content clusters, copywriting, content updates, product descriptions, authority articles, just website content, how-to guides and tutorials. We offer all types of content services, right? So if you want somebody to make you, I don't know, meme generation, right? Because we offer that. So then we go to the page, which is memes for your Webflow website, right? So, of course, this can be more serious than that, but you know, everybody says I should add it, so I just added it. Yeah, and then we have a page which again shows relevant ideas, because you have to think that if somebody Googles memes for your Webflow website, they might land on this page, as you might be the only one that has this page offered. So, because you offer the service, right? So if somebody would type in, I wonder if I already ranked for that. I don't think, but if I type that in, yeah, so I still don't rank for it, and of course I wouldn't, but oh yeah, I rank on page 2. So you see, so, but now my content page ranks for it. How does that happen? Why? I just typed in memes for Webflow website, right? And I have a page legitimately with this heading, and Google clearly indexed it, but this page ranks. Well, there's many reasons. We can go into detail on that, but that's how content clustering works. Sometimes the page ranks that is seen more of value. And why? Well, because if we go to content agency, one of the headings here is meme generation, and Google crawler knows that if you click on this, you're going to land on that. So that explains to Google crawlers that this is a good page to rank because it has more value, and maybe it's linked more on your website. Maybe it has more internal links coming in and blah, blah, blah. And that's actually the case in this case, because this page has more authority than the other one, but the other one helped provide context. Yeah. So that's how we rank on page 2 for memes on Webflow. And you can see it already in action, even though my website authority is completely 0 and there's no actual energy put into that. So does that answer any of the question, Omkar, or should I go continue? While I continue, just drop me anything you learn or ask, or you want to find out more deeper. But I'm gonna try to continue. But we'd really love to have any kind of feedback. If that kind of answers your question. But so to translate to Webflow agency that is not doing SEO or content, I would think, like, for example, if you do design and development, or okay, is that helpful, by the way? So it's saying, please continue. Yeah, sure, I will. Trust me, I can. So is that helpful in any way, or at least kind of sparks any ideas of how, clustering works and how this whole thing, and of course my design could be insanely better, and you could use breadcrumbs, and you can use so many things that doesn't make this bloated, so many cards design, right? Because I'm not a great designer. I just do what I need to until I establish the system, and then I usually look for somebody to help me with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So now to come back to how with a different type of agency. So let's assume that your agency offers Webflow development and design, right? Very helpful. Okay, I'm really happy. The goal was of this stream for somebody to be helped. So Omkar is getting that. I'm really this makes me very pleased and happy. So yeah, so if this would be an agency which is not, by the way, if anybody joined in now and don't know what's happening, today we're having a live Webflow support. If you have any questions, you want me to look into anything, Omkar just asked how he would just restructure his Webflow Studio website. And he says he has 3 pages and just a project CMS. So I'm kind of trying to run over a bit of a few kind of opening moments for what can be done to improve the quality of the site, at least in crawler eyes, right? So yeah, so if you would have this similar scenario, but this would be a Webflow development and design agency. So let's assume. So of course you would have, again, 2 same, oh, right, hey, we're just gonna use this. Ha! Look how it all turned out. So I cannot delete this. So I'm just gonna try to use this tool as we go. So, okay, so how do I use this? I can rename this? Yeah, I can. Okay, so cool. So we would have one CMS, which would be services, right? And that would be your service category, right? I'm even gonna do it like this. No, I cannot do it. I cannot press enter here, no. And then you would have another, which is your service category, which is smaller services, so subpart, right? Just like this, right? So by this analogy, oh yeah, that's true. That's conflicted between the effort and investment required. Yeah, that's why my site, that's why my main hero saying his websites are never done is because even my own website, look, where I would definitely find something. So if we go here and we click on something, I don't know, email marketing, look, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. So yeah, we have things. Okay, this is not one. Wait, let me find another. Yeah. So look. So if we go, I have CMSs that are still not filled, and I'm gradually just doing a few every time I have some time. But for example, I have a page which still runs at the same template, but you can see it doesn't have any content on it, and it's probably de-indexed on Google now, and I know it. It's okay. I will. When I update it, we're gonna submit it to review and things like that, and then so that's why it's always a never-ending struggle with, I don't know if you guys saw, where OnCars comment everything. But yeah, as you can see, it's completely empty, as opposed of how with the same thing will look somewhere where I filled it in a little bit, you see. So yeah, that's a never-ending story. That's why I say plan for growth and scaling and long term, and then do whatever you want. Oh yeah, time and money, investing, mindful. I completely agree. This is not necessarily every time, and especially agencies like SEO is not insanely good, like return on investment for agencies, unless you really want to become the Flow Ninja or FinSuite or Edgar Allen or any of those big guys. Then it's really worth paying and continuing. But in theory, being in early middle stage, which I think both of us are, is it's hard. For me, this stuff is easy. Therefore, I just do the way I need to do it for the long run. But for me, for example, the design and development is hard because I'm neither a good designer nor a good developer. I'm somewhat of I can find my own ways and reuse a template and clone some real components, style them a little bit, but I'm not I'm gonna open Figma now, I'm gonna make the whole site, design for the whole site, and then I'm gonna develop it or something. No, it's not gonna happen that way. My strengths are elsewhere, so you have to play on yours. Which brings me to the second point. So if you're small, God damn it, I don't have any water here. Okay. If you're small and you're just starting out, so you have a CMS for projects, right? This is normal because that your leads will not come from search, because the strategy that I'm kind of showing it's not even a strategy, it's just basics of any website. And this is based all on assumption that somebody will Google eventually. When I get there, somebody will Google something very specific. For example, broken link monitoring, right? So that will somebody Google this specific query on Google, will type in broken link monitoring, right? And they will land on this and say, oh, these guys can help me. And certain amount of them, of these visitors, will convert and will meet with me, and we will discuss what we can do, because if they need this service, I know that they have quite a decent project and they can afford me, for example, because broken link monitoring happens when there's a lot of backlinks coming in and there's a lot of things and then changes and team is growing. And so, yeah. So this is based on that assumption. Now, what you shared, and I'm going to come to your last question in a moment. So what you were saying that you have a home contact. By the way, those who are joining in right now, today we're doing something different. For those who have been here, for those who haven't been, today we're doing live stream SEO support for Webflow. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to drop in the comments, we will gonna go on a tangent and we're gonna discuss it. We're gonna try to solve your problems. This is something I wanted to try for a long time, and now I'm just kind of get to do it because it's so insanely hot where I'm at now. It's a heat wave that I just really can't focus and wrap my head around like preparing a decent kind of some sort of topic. So I decided this is perfect time to test it out and see how it goes. And we're now chatting about OnCars question, but don't hesitate to interrupt us and drop yours. We're gonna bounce back to that. So yeah, so we're now still talking about OnCar. He was asking about how to like what kind of pages should be on the Flow agency website. So yeah, what I was trying to say is you have a project CMS, and that's how you would help to convert visitors, right? So this is an UX CMS, as I call it, right? Projects allow you for your visitors to look at your work, look at your portfolio, look at what you did, or just sometimes called, case studies and things like that. And especially if those projects are structured in a way where you kind of guide the visitor through very dense and very fast content that allows them to understand what did you do, how did you help? How did you improve your client's life with that project or something? So just, yeah, so that's a must. And I think that's way much more important than the services thing I was kind of showing. But what I was trying to kind of make a point that you could think of okay, so we do Webflow development, and Webflow development can be these things. For example, WordPress to Webflow migration, Shopify to Webflow migration. Anything you can do should be a separate page on your website, as long as the H1 is very specifically, just as I showed with meme generation, right? So the meme generation, thing. So if somebody wants to Google memes for their Webflow website, where you can hire us and we're gonna do it for you, and I'm gonna do it real fast and at scale. It's more of a joke, but still, it's true, because as I showed in the example, so if I type in memes for Webflow websites, without even adding anything into backlinks or anything, we just kind of already there and showing up with the most relevant page, even though it's not even on this page. Oh, wait, even though on this page, we only have link to the actual page that helped us to get us here. So yeah, all right, let's come back to the, oh yeah, so as I said, the projects, the case studies, the everything, that will help to convert your incoming leads way much better. And I think Jay from Dallas Domain, if you remember, he was here on stream. I think he's the guy to kind of check up with him. I know he knows that whole conversion and all that stuff, because that's another side of the websites, right? That's usually, if you have on a team somebody like me and somebody like Jay, and we kind of balance each other out, then you get like insanely good projects and stuff like that. Alrighty. Let's come back to what Omkar was saying. So what are the best terms of SEO website you have seen in Webflow agency space? Who ranks the best? Yeah, I think Flow, there's two outliers, my kind of initial guesses would be. So Flow Ninja are doing a great job. So an example would be, I don't know, Webflow SEO tips, right? Well, Webflow ranks first. Wait, where was it? No? Is it? Wait, so is Webflow good for SEO? So Flow Ninja. So that's one of the reasons why the article I shared with you, I didn't even want to write it to optimize for the search term, even though ranking for it for me would be extremely amazing. But I'm not still in a space where I can afford, that all that energy and backlinks and a lot of stuff. So I would say Flow Ninja is one of those that are playing the game really good. Because they have the authority, they've ranked for it. You go here and you get like a very good article about everything and, all the stuff. And that's how I would write it. Maybe could do a better job, maybe not. I don't know, it depends, but there's a lot of things. And it's, it's just a good article with, what, let me count that for you. Should be able to word counts, analyze and word count. So it's 1,000 words, not that long, but so that's one way to do SEO, right? And the other one is to be very good at branding, which I think FinSuite does, right? So if you produce, but always anything, because you can do two types of SEO. People can know, and that grows know you as a brand, and that grows your website. Or people don't know you, but you're so good at showing up in different areas, right? That they found out about you through SEO. There's kind of similar things, and they all go back to back. That's why Flow Ninja is doing a good job. That's why FinSuite is doing a good job. But FinSuite guys are focusing on a lot of community-related stuff. So we know them because we all use attributes. and how we wouldn't know. And they benefit because whenever we get something that is extremely complex, they will send we will probably, or a lot of us will send leads their way, and other agencies have the same. So getting that branding part where, people in the industry, people not in the industry do that, it's beneficial, because then you have authority. Then people write, whenever they write some tweets or they write a blog post, they will link to attributes that gives you backlinks, and there's a lot of that stuff going on. But yeah, if I would kind of say what I like to be best Webflow SEO websites, I would probably go for Flow Ninja. Kudos to Uros, by the way, he was here on the stream as well a few weeks, maybe a few months now back. But yeah, and it's all done mostly through blog, and they're trying a lot of things. But yeah, they're just, working how to set up Figma to, all these are SEO terms, okay, this is not, for example, but this is, this is less of that, but still probably ranks for something. Webflow versus Squarespace. This is completely pure SEO, just pure thing, right? And let's see if, for example, do they rank for this? So Webflow itself ranks for it, of course, because this is a common thing to do now for teams, right? For Webflow itself to write articles about how they're better to Squarespace. Yeah, and then there's still probably, Flow Ninja is on the first page. So, that's kind of how you would do it, but that's a lot of investment. I completely agree with your kind of, this is a game like this live stream. I have to show up every week. This is just a thing that I decided to do, and I don't know when I'm going to stop, but I'm hoping never to stop. So the idea is to be like, yeah, every Thursday, this time I show up. Maybe today, idea is a little more simplistic, and we don't have a specific topic or a guest, but we have like, hey, I can look into stuff for you, and do things like that. But still, it's just kind of, so same goes with your website. Like if you determine certain collections to be created, you kind of, or certain blog posts to be made or anything, kind of, if you determine this is a few years of moving towards something, some type of goal, some type of authority. And that's why SEO is a lot of based on authority, because you have to prove that you're a Webflow expert. Then you can start ranking for certain topics. Hence the reason why Webflow itself ranked in position 1, excluding 2 sponsored. Squarespace decided to pay money for this query, right? And they're just like, yeah, no way. And Webflow decided we're going to have a page that will rank for this, right? So yeah, and as you can see, like it's 2,000 word page with, a lot of things and things like that. So yeah, the issue is with Webflow space is that a lot of keywords still don't have enough search volume, but the search volume is showing up. So whenever I work with like builds and I have some projects that are like Webflow specific or stuff like that, you kind of betting a few years from now anyways. Even if you can rank today, still there might be just a few people showing up through the door every month, as opposed to maybe a few hundred after a few years, especially when Webflow grows and issues become more streamlined. So a good example would be the one that I had, where was it? SEO, and then broken link monitoring, right? So maybe not enough clients now need this, but eventually they might be needing it. And as you can see, I still haven't filled this up because I don't see, I go by value. So I try to kind of fill things that are most important now, and then gradually, like as I have more time, I just sit down for half an hour, a few hours, and just do a little bit of that, do a little bit of this. So I hope that kind of helped somehow. If anybody else has any questions or want me to look at something, drop me any comments, and Omkar, hope that kind of my monologue here inspired or did inspire. But I know what you're feeling. It's not enough time, not enough resources, not enough stuff, and we all have that. Anybody, who does that, that's why it's really hard for us to finish. Like if you're a designer, to design a website for yourself, if you're an SEO, to make your own website, if you are a developer, maybe even develop your own, because you have so much other stuff happening that kind of pays the bills. And this is just a dream that you haven't carried through years. So a good example is to kind of establish where you want to get in a few years and maybe move with that. And the website can be a reflection of it, So like a good example would be, if we again look at Flow Ninja, and Uras was here on stream, we talked about it a bit on the live stream when he was here. What was the they're doing the templates, stuff, and they're doing the, was it this one? They do pre-resources, but they also do, so for example, they're releasing a course that you can get, and Uras himself kind of gives you the ability to kind of learn from them and understand how Figma and Webflow, and they're just so, this takes so much time and energy, but if this is something you have in mind, then you should plan eventually accordingly, So yeah. All right, we're almost at the end of the hour. If somebody's watching this and wanna drop any last questions or any specific ideas, just do that. In the meanwhile, I'm just gonna reload this cool page. I really love it. It's such a meme that. But yeah. This was this week's live stream. Maybe it's going to be a little bit shorter. Maybe I'm going to, if nobody kind of pops up with any question right now or an idea or something you want me to look at it, then I might close it a little bit earlier than usual today, because it's really extremely hot and I really hate it. Really. I'm really Nordic blood, and anything above 20 Celsius is crazy for me, and it's now 30. And I really hate it. For weeks like that, when this happens, a few weeks over the course of a year, I really stop, promising deadlines and calculating my productivity as I'm used to, because I cannot know how fast I'm going to get tired or how fast my brain will stop working during the day. So yeah, anybody has any last questions, ideas, drop them in the comments. I would love to kind of opt that out, but I think we're going to just end it. I think everybody left. And thanks everybody who's watching this later. We were chatting about, I might change the title actually of this name, Thanks to Omkar, I'm probably going to change the name of this title of this stream. And thanks for, if you watched this and you're watching this later, thanks a lot. Thanks Omkar for a great question. And we'll see you next week. Keep the news on Twitter, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and do all that nice stuff. It costs nothing and it helps a lot. I think I'm trying to provide here a lot of value and have a lot of guests and a lot of cool stuff. It might come in phases, up and down, a little bit more active and less active periods, but the end game is to keep that conversation about Webflow SEO and marketing in general, and in general Webflow websites flowing. If this is first time watching this, be sure to check out our live stream list on our channel. There's a lot of cool stuff we did with a lot of cool people, and a lot of very, maybe even sometimes controversial or just topics that you might not think that exist in the Webflow space that we covered. See you guys all. Thanks a lot for being here, and see you all next week. Bye.